Welcome to the podcast. Title Talk with Corey. Now streaming. Stand by.
All right.
60 seconds.
Here we go. Welcome to the podcast, Title Talk with Corey. I hope you guys are having a great week, a good start to your week. And how about the Dodgers? With the Dodgers going to the World Series against Toronto. What else? The Rams kicking ass. And UCLA, our Bruins, kicking ass. So our teams are doing good, looking good, and things are great. All right, let's get to it here. It's been a while since I had a podcast, but I'm putting one out. We're gonna keep moving things along here. There's a lot to talk about. To go over, we'll talk about we'll start with what's happening right now with interest rates. Once again, if you're new to checking out the podcast, I gear this towards the real estate industry. I'm a title rep, and so those of you who know me, I'm in music as well. You can see, we produce music here, and I'm a saxophonist, and so there's a lot of stuff that I throw up on here on the podcast. But I do, again, it's Title Talk with Corey. How interesting and cool is title. It's not very, it's, you can't, there's not a lot you can say that's going to be fun and exciting. So we got to throw some other stuff in here. And, periodically, I'll have different guests on that are not related to real estate directly, even athletes or, people in the music industry. So you'll see people pop up, but there's one common denominator, and that is that we all have to have a place to live, right? Whether you're buying a house, you're renting a house, real estate is a part of life. It's like, going to the doctor, everybody needs to go to the doctor, and so, so we're going to be talking about all kinds of different subjects up here. I had a guest on several months back, a great law firm here in the city of Pasadena, Lagerlof Law. Josh Driscoll will be coming back on the podcast. I talked to him a few weeks ago, and he's a great estate attorney. And so if you want to learn a little bit more about trusts and even probate cases, what's happening, what's going on right now in this market, how that's affecting, people, right? Jump on that. So I'll keep you posted on what date he's going to be coming on. So we'll be scheduling that soon. But anyways, the market is I'll just say, we want to stay positive, right? We always want to stay positive. And, but you have to be honest, right? I think what we're seeing from a title perspective is, cause we see things in bulk, right? You might have an agent that's just moving properties and but what I see, over, in the big picture, right? We see several transactions close every week. But what I can say just from looking at our data, my data in particular, is that we're seeing houses sit on the market longer, take a lot longer to close than when it used to be, right? You used to see properties, closing, within, weeks. And now you're just seeing them, open up and kind of sit on the market and even fall out often. So what do we do? What are some of the challenges that you guys are having? Are you guys having that same problem? You get the listing, but then it just kind of sits on the market, and maybe you have sellers that are, not realistic about the market, right? There's the old saying that, a house will only sell for what someone's willing to purchase it for, right? You can't just, assume that your house is worth this or that. It's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So so you have, I understand that's kind of a challenge out there, just dealing with sellers. So what you're going to need to do is, one, you have to, if you don't have listings, you got to get those listings, and you know how to do that, right? We got a farm. There's door knocking, phone calls, emails, text messaging. It's the touch system. You guys have probably heard that 1,000 times. But where do you get that data? You get that from title. And depending on what type of niche you're trying to go after, like I said, if you have properties that are sitting on the market, you want to give them more exposure. How do you do that, right? So, what you want to do is run a listed farm, just listed farm. You get the first I recommend, as soon as you get the listing, or even before you get the listing, always run that property profile. We got a really great concierge profile here at Pacific Coast Title that includes the documents and taxes, and it's just a really well put together piece. So that might even help you secure your your listing at the listing appointment. So run a property profile first. Once you get the listing, secure the listing. Also, you want to run a just listed farm. Give that property the most exposure in the area. So send out whatever you're going to send out, a campaign, or if you're going to door knock, and I can give you all of the, neighbors around the area. Even run an algorithm on the property around that neighborhood and help you target homeowners with a higher propensity to list and sell next. You probably heard that before. That's called the next seller's farm or the next seller's list. All of this is going to help you to expose the property more. You've got your, everything at the MLS, you got Zillow, everything that's going on, Redfin and all that. But you also want to do a little bit more work right now, especially right now. Like I said, you want to expose that property by doing those, even if it's just, printing out a simple memo that you're going to hand out to the neighbors, but letting everybody know that you got the listing. Because you don't want to just, sit back and let the market handle it. You're going to have to get out there and sell the property in this market. And then also, when you're targeting sellers, again, same thing. You want to target sellers who need to sell. Because you're not going to want to, waste marketing dollars printing these nice pieces or, whatever you're doing, making phone calls. And just targeting people who, have just moved in 5 years ago or are new homeowners. You want to target people who potentially need to sell, such as the empty nester category, right? Or life events. There's some great tools out there. Title Toolbox help you target divorces, affidavits of death, life events, things like that. Targeting owners who need to sell. You've heard that probably a million times too, but it's just putting all the pieces together and working with your title company, me, hopefully, and just putting together a system of, touches that you're going to be doing weekly, daily tasks. We have AI. What do you guys think about AI? I'll tell you what my take is, on AI. I a lot of people say you should be teaching AI, but in many respects, AI actually teaches you. So you can do a lot of stuff with AI. We have a wonderful, we've integrated AI into our website at pct.com, and we call it Tessa. So don't ask me what the acronym means or what the reason why we call it that, but it's a pretty cool, integrated feature within the website. I highly recommend get up there on pct.com, check it out. There's a lot of really good stuff up there. Look, educational pieces on all aspects, especially if you're new in the industry or even if you're not. Get up on there, check it out, and play with it. And also, I have my own bot that I'll be publishing soon. I'm going to have a title, Corey Title Rep. It's a title assistant bot that I'll be publishing. That you can train. I've trained it to learn everything about title, everything about my company, everything, and even how I handle situations or how I speak and communicate with clients. So it'll it'll always ask, can I help you with a profile, property profile, So that's through Chat GPT. I'm sure a lot of you have played with that, and we're no different here at Title. We've been exploring a lot of different just ways that AI could help and integrate from everything from prelim and stuff that we're integrating our website with AI technology. I mean, you're just seeing it everywhere. It's popping up everywhere, not just on computers, but in hardware. You're seeing it pop up. So I think that it is something, I've said this before, I think AI is AI should be utilized to help you and to assist you to make you maybe more efficient. It's kind of like having a really awesome assistant, or probably the smartest assistant you'll ever have, right? If you can train your bot or your assistant, your AI to work with you and to perform for you. But here's the thing, though, AI, it constantly learns, and it may not learn in the right direction. So you got to keep an eye on it. You got to constantly teach it, correct it, because it could pick up some things that are just not right. So it is very powerful. It's a language, right? AI is simulation. It's simulating human intelligence, and so you just got to make it work for you. And like I said, you've got to keep an eye on it. You got to watch it. And this is if you're creating like your own chatbots, with which you can do through Chat GPT. Like I mentioned, I have my own, and it'll be published soon. I'll be, so you'll probably see that come out soon. And it's called the Corey Title Rep Assistant. That'll be embedded into, my email signature and stuff. So, but again, I'll be keeping an eye on it, making sure that it's not doing anything bad or, learning some weird things, because it will. AI, Chat GPT, a lot of these different interfaces, they're there to, say yes to everything basically. And so you want to just be careful with it, use it. Like I said before, to some friends of mine, colleagues, hey, you know what, use it. Let it help you, but keep an eye on it. You want to keep your friends close, but your enemies closer, so to speak, right? So don't fully rely on it and let it run your whole business, because then, you're going to take away that human element. But anyways, not to be, I just want to, make sure that people understand that, it can definitely help you and align with you if you have it aligned with you in the right way. Just be you. Keep doing what you do. People are, people like genuine experiences, right? They're not going to want to hear your AI clone calling them, trying to target them for business. So I still, I'm a big believer in, the human experience. So let's keep moving that forward. I'll keep you guys posted on what we're doing. But yeah, so let's let's stay busy. Let's keep going. And we're going to close out this year already. And, I'm here to assist, around, Southern California. I hope you guys have a, we'll just keep this one short, because it's been a while since I've been on, and, there's just so much content out there, that I just try to keep it, I'll just be jumping up on here and hopefully provide some value for you guys as agents, and keep you posted on what's happening in title, what we see. A lot of times we get the news quicker on, technology and stuff. So we'll see certain things that come out. So, if I can tell you, I'll share it with you for sure. and we'll keep keep the podcast going. Like I said, I got Josh Driscoll coming on from Lagerlof Law, and we're gonna keep get some good people on here. Hopefully, we're gonna book Ben Tech Title Toolbox to come on here and talk about some of the interfaces and farm data analysis and all that stuff. Just give you guys some good stuff, insight on what's happening and what you should be looking for in your title company. And if I can help with anything, please feel free to reach out. You can reach me online at www.coreytitlerep.com. You can email me direct open at coreytitlerep.com, and that's email. Or you can just catch me up on my website. Everything's there. You can open an order farm. You can use our AI Tessa bot. Check that out. Anyways, if you guys need anything, you know how to get a hold of me. And I will see you real soon. Hopefully, I'll be in your office soon. We can set up a little meeting, do a little one-on-one, a little class. That's the other thing. I sent out a little post. There's a lot of great tutorials and consultations that we can do here for here at Pacific Coast Title Company. And I don't do all of them. Some of them are, we have inside staff that will come out on different topics. But if you're interested in booking, a class or a tutorial, one-on-one, one or more, I'll come out and we can do some great, tutorial classes for you, your agents. If you're an office manager or broker, feel free to reach out. And I will post up a copy of the list of some of the classes and tutorials that we have to do. Some of them related to subjects like, Proposition 19. We have a great Proposition 19 calculator on there, which, we would coincide with teaching you how to farm and target, the empty nesters, talk about Proposition 19, trusts, how to read them from a title perspective. So there's just a lot of great stuff, how to read documents and identify red flags on prelims. So stay tuned. I'm going to keep you posted on a lot of different stuff, a lot of different topics, and we're just going to keep moving forward, closing out 2025. Hopefully we have a great 2026. Despite whatever your political, preferences, just stay focused on business, how it's related to you, how you can change and shift. Remember, you're the dealer, you deal your own cards. So you have to just roll with things and evolve with the economy and how things are functioning in the real estate game here, especially in Southern California. We're a little bit different from different parts of the country. We're a lot different. So having said that, you got I'm your wingman. Feel free to reach out 626-392-7993. Again, you can reach me www.coreytitlerep.com and email me. All right. I'll see you guys soon. You guys have a great week, and I'll catch you soon.